Hey guys, welcome back to Rebecca's Corner. Today we are making some Father's Day cups for my church for the Sunday. Like I made the towels for Mother's Day. This month, I'm making the Father's Day cups. Perfectly fine with me. I love doing this stuff. Okay, so I have a few made. I only need to make 12. I go to a very small country church, which is fine by me. So, I already have a few made, so let me show you what they look like. Isn't this cool? Like, I designed this. No, it's not like the top of the line top design. But you know what? I did this. This was all me. Designed it. I added the offset to it to make it pop a little bit. And Cricut has these like new type. I don't know if they're like trying them out, like beta versions or what, but I think it was called Warp, and I tried that on this, and I really loved the way that it looked. So that's what we're doing for Father's Day. Sorry, I'm trying to be a little quiet because my dad is downstairs and can probably hear everything I'm saying. He has no idea. I'm making Father's Day gifts this year. So, okay. So I have a few of these cups already there. Already got their cutouts on them. They've got their sublimation paper. And they're like, I don't remember what this other paper is called. It's kind of like the vinyl transfer stuff, but it's not. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. It'll eventually come to me when I'm not needing to record, but whatever. Anyway, so I got this gigantic roll of it off of Amazon, and I barely use it. Like, I sublimate a lot, and I barely use this roll. So, fine with me. Okay, let's put this in our mug press. Let me actually see if I can show you guys my mug press. Okay, so my press is done. Heat it up. It is ready to roll. So all I gotta do is slide my cup right in here and make sure the entire time is going to be in there and push down. Okay, and while that is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these plain coffee cups, and in case you don't know how to do this, I know a lot of people do now, but in case you don't, I'm going to show you how I taped my design to the coffee cup. So give me 1 second, let me readjust you, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've been doing is I take my design, cut it out, so it looks like this, which of course you have to mirror it. Then I set the coffee cup facing me with a handle and stick the design all the way there. So it's pretty much centered around, where the handle would go. Then I get my handy dandy transfer tape cutter, spin it around, stick a piece of tape on here, and another on this side. Two pretty much covers it, unless it's like really like wobbly down here, then I'll add like another piece. I would rather over tape than under tape. Okay, so there's that. Now, so since my roll of like sublimation transfer paper is so big, I get these massive pieces off. So here's what we do. I'll cut there for now. So take my cup, lay it down, to where that is as close as to the edge of the cut, to the bottom, and it covers my design here. So I'm going to get me a piece of tape, tape it right here. I don't believe it has to go all the way over, as long as it covers the spot where your design goes. I think it's okay. I'm not a professional at this, so just don't take my word for that. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't have to cover the entire cup. So hold it as tight as possible. And just cut. And we pull it. And we tape it. Okay, then I set it up. And I stuff the top into the cup, and now it is ready to go in my mug press. So let me show you that one more time. So I take my cup design and my mug, got the handle facing me. I set the design as close to the bottom as I can, close to the middle possible. Then I hold it, get me some tape, get me some tape. Okay, now it's taped. Some of this transfer paper and see how this side covers the handle a little bit. I'm just going to pull a little bit more on this side. Kind of even that out. Some tape. And stuff it in. Okay, now, so I did have one that messed up. Just a little bit. See, it kind of like smeared a little bit down here. Not sure how that happened. But I'm going to put another design over top of this to try and fix this cut so it's not like terrible. Okay, so let's put this tape over here, and then we'll set this cup to the side. I made this hours ago, which is why I'm able to just use this, and it's all the way over here on the handle. Don't know how I managed to fix that, but we'll play with it. Okay, so our cup just got done, so our cup is beeping, telling us that it is done. So we're gonna lift that up and pick this up, straight up. And then these cups, since they're so hot, they needed to sit on something like heat resistant, so I have it on my heat press mug, or mat. So here's my cup. So I'm going to push that over there. And I'm going to show you all how I cut the design out one more time. So, and like I said, I had most of these already like pressed or already ready to be pressed. But I wanted to save a few to do with you guys. Which you can use your Cricut to cut these out. I just like cutting them out by hand so I know, like, unless it's really intricate, I just cut them by hand, so. Another design's in one piece. Okay. Handles facing me. Push, hold, tape, And when you put these in the heat press machine, like your mug press, you always want to make sure that the design is going to be heated. Like when you put it in, you hold the cup, and when you push down, it of course squeezes around the handle, so you always want to make sure your design is covered completely. I learned that the hard way, so always make sure of that. I'll cut us a piece of this paper off. And this is my replacement mug of the one that messed up. Cut that off. And then, see how that fits just like perfectly? Well, yeah, pretty much perfect. It's close enough. I'm a lefty, so I cannot cut straight. In case you haven't figured that out yet, I'm a lefty. Okay. When you do that, you always want to make sure this stays taped. Like if it comes untaped, you want to, of course, add more. But, okay. This one's also ready to roll. So we'll be back. Alright, y'all. So I have already finished 6 of the 12 of these Father's Day cups, and I tell you what, I am loving how these are looking. Yes, I know, it's just a simple thing to do, and it's quick, and it's easy if you know how to sublimate, and yeah, it probably didn't constitute a video, but I love sharing what I craft with you guys, and I look forward to it. And I know here recently I haven't been as frequently updating or posting on here as I said I would, and I apologize for that. I feel like I'm always apologizing to you guys. But sometimes life just gets in the way and it takes over, and then the next thing I know is it's 2 weeks later and I have not posted any kind of YouTube or TikTok craft video at all. And that is all on me. That is my fault. But, okay, whatever. So, what I have decided to do is these cups, if you've ever purchased Sublimation cups before, I bought them on Amazon. They come in these cute little baggies. So when I, of course, am the one in charge of transporting them to the church, since I'm the one that's making them, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, of course, put them back in their baggies. So each man has their own little protected cup. And then I'm going to put them back in their box that I bought them in. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, yes, this video is just sublimation. Just, showing you guys how to make these cups, how I made these cups. It's probably not the best video on sublimation cups out there, because I'm not a professional at this. I don't make any money off of these. I record myself, crafting and doing a few things just for fun. And I like to share it with you guys. Because when I started crafting, I was like, okay, so she didn't make any mistakes, so I don't have anything to worry about. Then when I would go and make something, because you couldn't find anywhere someone had messed up, I would make this huge mess. And I'm like, how do all of these other crafters do it without making this giant mess? Because they edit that out. I do not. The messes that I make, or the issues that I have, I share it all with you guys. Because I just want to be real with you all. I want you all to learn from my mistakes instead of, going out and saying, hey, she did it this way and didn't have a problem, when in reality I had like 50 million problems. I just didn't share it with you. I don't think that's right. So I like sharing with you guys. I like for you guys to see that we're not all perfect. Well, let me phrase that. No one's perfect. And I'm not going to edit it to make it look like I'm perfect at this, because I'm not. I make mistakes. Shoot, I've made one cup that looked absolutely awful. So I tried to use infusible ink on it to fix it, and it still looked bad. So now I'm trying a completely different design just to cover it up. Like, I went ahead and I didn't share this with you guys. I should have, but I didn't. But I'm going to tell you what I did. So I went on Cricut's app and I designed, I used like one of those like mug design setup thingies, and just put some hearts on it, and added the offset feature on it, and said, Cricut, draw this. I used regular copy paper on it, which that's what you're supposed to do with the infusible ink markers, especially when you're sublimating, apparently. And, sorry, I cut my nail while crafting. Don't know how I did that, but whatever. So, I did that, and it cut it out, no problem. But then I realized, or no, I didn't cut it. It drew it out. Then I realized that I'm going to have to color in the hearts and the offset and then the background around it, because I could not figure out how to get a colored background without having to print it on my printer. I didn't want to print it and then try to write on it, and that would just been a giant mess and a waste of my printer ink, and I want not to do that. So I cut it out. I had it draw it, and then got it off my mat, colored it, colored around it, colored it in, colored everything, cut it. I now have it taped on a cup. You cannot see it through the cup, but I have copy paper and then a couple of pieces of this like sublimation paper transfer thing on here. So fingers crossed that this actually covered up my giant mistake on this cup. Otherwise, I have wasted a cup. But you know what? That's okay, because that is part of crafting. That is part of doing something with your hands. We all mess up. I mean, shoot. So, I'll just go ahead and share this with you guys. So I wanted to make my dad a big fit cup for when we took a trip together on Memorial Day this year. Not a cup, a hat, because he likes to wear hats and he believes in Bigfoot. I'm not going to say whether I do or not, but he believes in Bigfoot. So I designed it. I did not have the hat press at the time. I say that because I had to buy the hat press because of this. Hang on. So I did not have the hat press at this time when I was making this hat. So I got to work. I designed it. I was so proud of myself. I already had the sublimation hats, and I went to use my regular heat press machine. Mistake number one. So I went to use my regular heat press machine to make this hat. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and tell you, that was an epic fail. Times 3. Yes. 3 times. So the problem was, I either didn't press it hard enough, then when I tried to press it harder the second time because I did it, you know, multiple times. I did it multiple times on the same hat just to try to get to work. And then that caused an issue because then the thing would move. So, like, no matter what I did, that design did not look right on that hat. So I was like, crap, now what? Then I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to buy a hat press just to fix it. So, not only did I waste 3 of those sublimation hats, yes, you heard me correctly, I used 3 of them and had an epic fail in all 3. But I also had to purchase the expensive hat press from Cricut. Because it was the only one that I could find that would come in time. And so I was like, don't want to do this. But I told him I'd make him a hat. And I promised him a hat. And I'm one of those people that I don't like, you know, telling someone that I'm going to do something and not following through with it. So I've had that happen to me several times throughout my life. And I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I promise I'll do that for you, and then never fall through. Yeah. I'm not okay with that. That's not me. I'm not that type of person. So I now have a hat press. Because I made one hat. Oops. I would show you what those hats look like, but I don't know where I threw them away at, so yeah, that was a terrible adventure. And I think the reason I didn't record it is because I felt like an idiot because I kept making the same mistakes. And, you know, but that's how we learn as people. So I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept failing. Oops. But you know what? It's okay, because the hat press came in time, and I was able to make it, and he loves his hat. He's actually worn it 3 times since I made it. He actually didn't get it until Memorial Day. Like, I was with my boyfriend. I stayed with him because my parents' car didn't hold all 6 of us, so me and my boyfriend had to drive separately. So I just stayed with him. But we came to my parents' house after church was over. I opened the hat press, connected it, made it real quick, and then left it laid out for Dad to wear the next day. Because he had went to bed before I had it made. Oh well, but it's okay. Crisis averted. Yeah. But if you're anything like me, you feel like a failure when something that you say that you were going to make or that you did make messes up. I don't like to accept defeat. I don't like to accept failure. I don't like to accept, you know, things going wrong that shouldn't have went wrong, even though most of the time it's my fault. So, guess I'm just starting to learn how to roll with the punches, or, you know, talk it out. So, I just rolled with that one, and now I'm talking to you guys about it. Because I've recovered from a terrible, terrible mistakes that I made. And a few of these cups, for some reason, like, I know you can see that, but it kind of blurred. Like, it kind of, like, put lines in the white part that should not have been there. But I'm not sure why it did that, and I'm not going to worry about trying to fix that, because that's how I messed up the first one. Which is this one. And I'm kind of scared to look at that one. I'm also very tempted to just go ahead and look at it, because am a very impatient person. So I'm very impatient. Always have been, probably always will be. So I don't really like to wait till these are completely cool before I look at them. That might also be a problem. Please wait until they're completely cool before you unveil your design, because you will burn your fingers very badly. Here's your warning. I won't listen to the warning, but there's your warning. If you decide to sublimate some coffee cups, which I talk like it's a bad thing, but I love doing this kind of stuff. Like, I really, really do. I mean, you know, everyone crafts nowadays. So, of course, you know, the craft supplies is super expensive. But that's fine with me, you know? I'll spend a little extra money to invest in myself. See, I would like to sell some of the stuff that I make, you know, some of the wreaths that I make. I've actually sold a few wreaths. I sold 2 for my fall, like, scarecrow hat wreaths, and I was so happy to do that. And so I've sold a few, you know, things here and there, but I don't, you know, sell enough to make a business, because people don't want to pay you for your time and effort that you put into a project. Like, yes, these are cheap. These are, well, the set was $26, $30 like after taxes. But so it's not cheap to buy the whole kit, but it's cheap to make one, just one, you know? But people just don't want to pay you for the time and effort that you put into a project like this, or into making a wreath. And it's so hard, you know? So, I do not have a business with my crafts. I don't. I have a YouTube channel. I have a TikTok for my crafts. I have an Instagram. And on occasion, when I can afford to pay the fees on Etsy, I will have a few things posted on my Etsy shop. That's how I sold a few wreaths. But other than that, all of my supplies, I consider investing in my mental health. I consider investing that money into me. Because it's so hard when you work at home to find something that makes you happy. Because I work at home and I live at home, and I'll go over to my boyfriend's house and I come back and I feel like I'm always coming to work. Even though I'm coming home, I feel like I'm still working, and I absolutely hate that feeling. There are perks to working at home, absolutely, but there's a huge downfall in my mental health since I started working at home. Like, there's no human interaction. I mean, yes, there's meetings, but that meeting could have been an email, or that meeting has so many people, you don't see everybody, you don't hear everybody, you don't know what, you know. Anyways, so I do love my job. I do. I'm not complaining about that. It's just the interaction with people is gone. Like, since I started working, I worked in fast food, I worked in shoes, I worked at Lowe's. There was always somebody to talk to. Always somebody to talk to. Now I'm talking to myself. Which is why I craft. I mean, yes, it's just one day a week, but that is my day to say, okay, you know what? Here's where we take care of ourselves. I can't do it the rest of the week. I don't have time for that. I need to make time for that. Yes, I know. But that's my craft days. My craft days are my mental health days. Yes, I know that was a long speech just for that statement. But, you know, we all have things that we work on, that we have issues with, that we deal with on a daily basis. I mean, it's not something that you all probably don't struggle with. It's not something that, you know, I'm the only one that deals with it. And I'm not. And I know that. Probably more people on YouTube that suffer with that than not. And that's okay. We all are in this together. Okay, so sorry, I know, little rant there. I'm struggling a little bit sometimes, but you know, whatever. Each their own. All right, y'all. So I've gotten to the last few Father's Day cups. Well, I've been, you know, talking about, you know, what's going on with me. Sorry. It's just sometimes, you know, I feel like we just need to really get to know each other, you know? If you follow me on, let's say, TikTok, you only see what I want you to see, really. But if you, that's just my craft TikTok. If you follow me on my TikTok with my boyfriend, you see, you know, that we go on trips and, you know, that we do this and that we do that together, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not. And I feel like that's what a lot of people like broadcast nowadays, since everyone's on social media, everyone's on TikTok, everyone's, you know, doing this, but it's not all easy, you know? Yeah, all of these, you know, content creators make it seem like it's this great thing to work at home. Y'all, it's not. It's not. It's really not. I promise you it's not. Okay, so here is the cup that I messed up twice. So I'm going to take this off with you guys so we can figure out what happened this time together. Like, I started taking it off and I was like, you know what? I might need to share this. So if it looks awful, it looks awful. And that's something you guys can learn from my giant mistake. Do not put infusible ink directly onto the coffee cup. Because that's what I did the first 2 times. Okay, let me adjust this camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's as good as I can get. So I did just take this out of the mug press, but I'm impatient and I really want to know what this looks like. So don't do this. Let it cool. So far, we got a few pretty hearts. I'm loving it so far. Okay, it looks like we might have covered up some things that, you know, should have been covered for the most part. I mean, this is just going to be a cup that I use here at the house. I'm not going to share this with anybody. So as you see, number 1 dad is still infused into the cup. Can you guys see that? See that? Still infused, still there. But now it has all these pretty hearts around it. So, yay! Don't know what I'm going to do with that now. I might still give it to my dad. Here. Thought this was awesome. I played around with it. Yeah, no, he laughed at me. Mom might use it. Or I'll probably just use it as, you know, cut for myself. But see, that is something that I would originally, you know, try to hide from you guys. Like, no, they don't need to see that. But no, I messed up this cup. And I will go ahead and say it. I messed it up. Because my printer was having a couple of issues and printed with lines in. I'm like, oh crap, that can't happen. So what I did was I used an infusible ink marker and I colored over the wording on my sublimation sheet, thinking, okay, this will be fine because you can use infusible ink on these cups, right? Okay. But I did not look it up to see if I could use infusible ink on the sublimation ink. That was probably my biggest mistake there. So I just made the cup. And it came out all grayish instead of black like it's supposed to. was like, oh crap. Now what? Then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to color it back in and reheat it. Mistake number 3. Because that didn't work either. It literally came out the same way. So then I thought today, if I just design something and color it all in, it'll hide that. Apparently not. Apparently not. So, that's okay. You know what? Because it's a mistake. I learned from it. You guys will hopefully learn from it. And I'm not going to edit it out. I'm going to leave it in here. I guess I could call it for my benefit, but it's really just for you guys. But, you know, that's how I learned how to make these cups. Trial and error. And as you can tell, I'm still having issues with it. I'm still learning. Because it's having a Cricut and all of this like sublimation stuff, and you're like, oh, I can make all of this stuff. Not right off the bat. You gotta learn how to. It's a process. It's not easy peasy like all of these other people make it out to be. It's not like that. It's time consuming. And that's part of the problem for me. I don't have all the time in the world to just sit and play around with Cricut. I don't have that time. I work. I have people that depend on me. I have other things to do. I don't have time to play around with the Cricut. So that's probably my problem, but it's okay. So I'll just fool with it, mess up, try again. Then it happens again, I mess it up. Oh crap, let's try that again. That's okay. It eventually will work itself out, because you'll eventually, like me, figure it all out. Okay. And I am sorry that I keep rambling on. Like I said, I work at home, so my mental health sometimes like really struggles, and sometimes I just need to rant about something, or I need to talk about something, and that really helps me sometimes. And most of the time it is you all that end up dealing with this rant issue. So I am sorry if that bothers you. But it's very helpful for me, and it does help with my mental health and my well-being. So I apologize if that bothers you. So as I continue to burn my fingers on this last cup because I'm impatient and I just want these done, so I can box them up and be like, yes, Father's Day gifts are complete. And I can go figure out what I did with my dad's Father's Day gift. Oops. So, anyways, I am just going to peel off the tape from this last owl cup. Like I said, don't do what I'm doing and burnt yourself because you got impatient on these cups. But like I said, I like showing you guys as real and almost as live as I can. So you guys can learn from my mistakes and my problems and what I did wrong and be like, oh, no, she messed up on that, so I should do it this other way, which is how it eventually worked. That's what I want you guys to be able to do. Just learn from it. Just play around with it. Sometimes you just gotta, burn your fingers a little bit, or, accidentally cut yourself, or, yes, I've done that before. With craft supplies. I don't remember how I did it, but I did it. But sometimes what it takes. Sometimes you just need to have a little issue that you have to resolve, and that'll teach you how to do it. Alright guys, so we have finished the Father's Day cups. I have shown you my biggest mistake that I made, which I tried to cover up and just did not work out for me, and that's fine. You know, it still looks pretty cool. If I do say so myself, it looks better in person than it probably shows up on camera. So I'll probably just, ask Mom what to do with it. She'll probably just say, just keep it, whatever. Anyways, so, I'm sorry if this video ended up being a little ranty. Like I said, sometimes it's just what helps me in my mental health. Sometimes I just need to rant a little bit while I craft and while I do things like making these cups. So I ranted a little bit. I'm sorry. But if you have stuck around this long, thank you. I appreciate you listening to me. It really does help me out. And if you like these videos, and if you liked these cups, I worked really hard on these. But if you like these cups, please let me know. Hit that like button. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for stopping by and coming back to me. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. And if you are new here and found this video by accident, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. And if you liked it, or if you liked anything that I had to say, I know I said a lot, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There's all kinds of videos that are going to be posted, that have been posted. I make anything from wreaths to shirts to hats now. Yeah. To cups to just about anything. I like crafting, I like making things with my hands, and I like sharing as much as I can with you guys, whether that be crafts or what's going on in my head or a little bit of both. So I just like sharing with you guys as much as I can on Wednesdays when I have a few minutes of free time. So if you liked something that you saw tonight or that you heard tonight, or if you feel the same way I do and sometimes you just need to rant it out, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you guys. Please leave me a comment. I would love to be able to interact with you guys a little bit more instead of just talking to my camera, because sometimes it feels like I'm talking to myself. So yeah, I think that is all I had to say. Thank you guys. I do appreciate you, each and every one of you. I love you. Hope you all are having a great day and enjoy the rest of your week, and I will try to see you next week. Bye. Thanks for watching.